RepCard has become one of the most powerful setter, closer, and dispatcher calendars that I've ever seen. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through how to book it on your calendar, how to pass it off to a different closer, or put it on a dispatcher's calendar and they can go ahead and divvy out those appointments accordingly. So first thing you're gonna do is open up the canvassing tool and go to a house that I'm gonna go ahead and knock. In this example, I'm gonna go to David Wilson. Looks like he owns the home and has good credit, so this is perfect. Maybe if you're selling solar or a higher ticket item, these people need better credit score. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk to David. He says, great, stop by tomorrow at 3 o'clock. So what I wanna do is disposition this as an appointment, put in the notes that the bill is $250 a month. I hit the calendar, and I'm gonna get a couple different options. So the first is my calendar. So if I'm either self-genning this or wanting to add this to my personal calendar, I can throw it on for tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Go ahead and put in any extra notes about this homeowner, maybe take a picture of the utility bill if I want, and then hit schedule. So it will go ahead and add that to my personal calendar, and then I will go ahead and get pinged when I have that appointment. Now, say I'm a setter and I want to go ahead and pass this off to a different closer, I'm going to hit the team calendar. So if the homeowner says same time tomorrow at 1 o'clock, I'll go ahead and hit schedule, and then this is going to pop up all my closers and let me know who's available or not. So in this scenario, it looks like Tate is busy, but I got Rex and John who are available. So I'll go ahead and book this with Rex, put in any more notes about the homeowner, and then it will give me credit as the setter, and it will go ahead and ping the closer, Rex, that he now has an appointment. So say one last time, if you're gonna book this and you want all of it to go to a dispatcher, who is an admin at your guys' office, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the Orlando dispatcher. They go ahead and hit tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I'll hit schedule, put in any notes about the homeowner. It'll give me credit again as the setter, and then it will go ahead and ping the dispatcher that they have a new appointment. Last thing is, if I am a closer and all of these appointments are round robin, you can also do power ranking too, so some of the better reps based on performance can get more bookings. I'll go ahead and hit the calendar tool. I go to my Phoenix round robin, and this is set up to where tomorrow at 1 o'clock, I'll be able to go ahead and book this appointment, and then it will round robin accordingly to what I have set up in my settings. So I'll hit book, it will go ahead and ping that closer, and then I'm good to go. So say I was the closer or the dispatcher in those scenarios, what I want to do is go back to the dashboard and go to my appointments. So all of these are color coded by calendar, so you're able to see maybe kind of where they're at, or just stay a little bit better organized. We have either a week view or a month view. So if you like those better, you can go ahead and see all your appointments. I like this list view right here. But what's super crucial is the appointment outcomes. So you need to know exactly how many appointments have been booked, how many have been sat, and then what happened after you talk to the homeowner. So let's say I go ahead and talk to David, things look good. These are customizable statuses right here. So if it was maybe not interested, bad credit, signed up, I'll go ahead and hit signed up, and then it will go ahead and ping the setter and let them know what happened to their appointment. If you guys are managers, you can actually make that option mandatory. So after 30 minutes, the appointment has passed. If I'm the closer and I log back into RepCard, it'll completely lock everything, and I'll have to disposition it before I can do anything else in the app. So this will help you guys better track your stats on the leaderboard. So say I was the dispatcher in the next scenario, you see this assign closer button. This lets me know that this appointment has not been assigned to a closer. So if I hit that little drop down, it will go ahead and show me the closers on my team. Looks like a couple of them are busy, but we got Bob Jones who is available. I'll go ahead and book it with Bob. Bob will go ahead and receive an alert, and then he is now assigned to that appointment. And then last thing, guys, is the accountability of how many appointments have been booked and how those are going, is you're gonna check that on the leaderboard. So up in the top right, you can go ahead and see a couple different leaderboards, whether it's an appointment for setters or closers. I'm gonna be able to see, hey, Tate set 4 appointments, 3 of them sat, Looks like none of them didn't sit. It'll show you how many of those were closed, how many had bad credit, how many rescheduled, not interested, and then you can do the same thing with your guys' closers. So this will keep track of all of your stats, so make sure you're checking the leaderboard to see how your appointments are going. So if you guys have any questions on how to set up a calendar, how to run it, how to maximize your scheduling, feel free to reach out to our team so we can help you guys streamline all your appointment bookings. Alrighty guys, so I'm gonna show you how to create those calendars. So when you go ahead and book those appointments, it's direct assign, round robin, or dispatcher mode. So what you're gonna wanna do is log into repcard.com on your computer and log into your account. Once you do so, you're gonna wanna hit the calendars button on the far left, and it's gonna go ahead and show you 2 default calendars. You're gonna have my calendar as well as team calendar in there. But in this example, we're gonna go ahead and add a direct assign calendar. So what I wanna do is hit the blue create calendar up in the top right, and then it's gonna ask me, hey, is this a direct assign? Is this a round robin? Is this a dispatcher? We're gonna go ahead and do direct assign. So once I go ahead and do that, I want to title this maybe my Phoenix calendar, and this is the calendar for all Phoenix appointments. Let's make this orange because it's nice and hot out here. I'm gonna go ahead and hit next, and then it's gonna ask me who do I want to add to that calendar. So you guys can either pick if it's either from your org chart, which is just like different offices and teams you have, or if you want it by role. So if you already have like closers or setters set up in your roles and permissions, you can go ahead and select those certain people. In this scenario, we're just gonna go to the org chart here, and we're gonna pick the office, the corporate office. We'll go ahead and do Travis as the setter. We'll do Drake and Brad, and then this side I'll be able to go ahead and pick my closers. So we'll do Jerry and Trevor. So you guys can add as many setters or closers as you want. There's no limit or max. So once I go ahead and pick those, I'll go ahead and hit next. And then this is gonna ask me kind of the nitty-gritty questions of how the calendar works as far as controls on it. So first thing is time zone. So we out here in Phoenix, so the default time zone will default to wherever you guys are at. There is an option if you want the users to change it. So maybe you guys are going on a blitz and we're in Phoenix right now, but you're gonna be in Florida next week. You can allow the users to go ahead and change the time zone if you want. The next step is the booking flow. So you can either pick, do I want to pick a day and time and then the closer, or do I want to see my closers and then see when they're available? So you can select those right here. In this scenario, I like date and time better, and then have it pop up all my closers. And then this is the calendar date range. So a couple options is kind of like that example of if you are going on a blitz in 2 weeks, I can go ahead and limit this to either days, weeks, whatever you want it to be from the current date. So this is 14 days out. I can also just do a set time. So maybe I want this calendar to be just only for the month of November. I can go ahead and do so. Or no date limit, just means this calendar is on there and it'll stay on there forever, right? Until it gets deleted. So you can pick what you want. These are the available hours. So you can pick Sunday through Saturday, maybe only Mondays and Fridays. If you want 8 a.m., 10 a.m., whatever it may be. So we'll do 8 a.m. to 8 at night. And then you can go ahead and schedule these, hours accordingly to your guys' working hours. So next question is the appointment duration. So depending on what you guys are selling, these could be 30-minute appointments, they could be 45, an hour, 2 hours. So you can go ahead and select those windows here. Let's say I am selling solar and our appointments run about 60 minutes, maybe 90, right? If they have a couple questions. You'll also allow an option to allow the user to change the duration. So if they want to edit those, you can turn this on and off. How many appointments do you want per user? Sometimes people want to be double booked, right? Maybe they don't have a 100% sit ratio when they do book their appointments. So maybe I want my appointments to be booked, 2 per user. So this is the buffer time. So in between those appointments, what you want your windows to be. Most people usually do 15-minute windows before and after the appointment. So these are start times, so if you want that at maybe 8, 8:15, 8:30, 8:45, you can do that. We usually do 30 minutes, so it would be 8, 8:30, and then 9 o'clock. The minimum notice time, so this is like how much time before the appointment can someone book. So if it's 1 o'clock right now, and I set this for 1 hour, that means no one can book me before 1 and 2. Does that make sense? So you can customize this, it could be 3, 4 hours, whatever you want it to be. And then there also is an option for the host to cancel the event. So maybe I fire off my RepCard with the calendar invite for their appointment. You can have an option if you want to cancel or not. So once you go through all those steps, we can go ahead and hit next here. These are just reminders and confirmations, so this is super customizable. So when you do book the appointment with the homeowner, you can have it text them 10 times or 20 or maybe just once, reminding them that they have an appointment. So you guys can go ahead and edit these. You can create as many as you want. So you can title these appointment confirmation. And then it's going to say, who do you want to remind, whether it's the invitee or the host, invitee and host, or dispatcher. So you can do this via email or text, or maybe you're just wanting to ping the rep that they have their appointments or reminding them. You can do a push notification. So when do I want to send this? Immediately when the appointment's booked, maybe an hour before or an hour after. There's a couple options right here. I can put in whatever message I want. Appointment confirmation. Thanks for booking. See you soon. So boom. I can go ahead and save this as a template if I want, and then it will go ahead and create a reminder. So go ahead and do so. You can turn all of these like on or off, and then last is meeting confirmation. So if I want to send a meeting confirmation to the participants, it'll go ahead and do so. And then if they agree to it, when you go to your appointments, there'll be a green check mark. And if they canceled it, there'll be a red X. So people aren't wasting time going to appointments, driving 45 minutes if that homeowner isn't even going to be there. So I'll go ahead and hit next. Put in my calendar external name. So this one, I'll just do Phoenix calendar. Description, all Phoenix appointments. And then this is a customizable link, so if you guys do want to post this maybe on your website or add it to like a different browser or maybe on social media or something like that, you can go ahead and use this as a link, and then this person can go ahead and book onto my calendar. So go ahead and check that out if you guys want. If not, I'll go ahead and create calendar. So now boom, once it says completed, I'll go ahead and add that Phoenix calendar to my setup. So if you guys got any questions, feel free to reach out to our team. We'd be happy to help you guys get it set up and streamline all of your guys' appointments. Okay, so the next one is the power of round robin and power ranking. So we're gonna go ahead and create that calendar. You're gonna hit it up in the top right, the blue bar, and then it's gonna be the round robin. So I'm gonna go ahead and tap on this. I'll type in, we'll do Miami round robin. And this is all appointments for Miami office. Let's do blue, and I'll go ahead and hit next. And then I go ahead again to my org chart, whether it is just by role or people in my office. I already have my closers here, so I'll just click on these guys. And then my setters, I'll go ahead and click on them. Go ahead and hit next. This will go ahead and give me two options. So I can go ahead and either power rank my closers, or it'll just go in order from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it'll get distributed evenly. So say I have 10 closers and 2 of those guys are freaking 5-star, they close every deal. I'm gonna go ahead and want to put them in the first category. Say this guy Bob isn't doing so well, or he's kind of in and out of his appointments and he needs some help recently, and I want to go ahead and move him lower down the scale. I can go ahead and do so, and then it will go ahead and always make sure that Michael gets booked first, and then once he's booked, it'll go ahead and go to the next person. So you guys can move these people. It's just drag and drop, pretty easy, and it will go ahead and rank them accordingly. You can also put them in different buckets. So maybe like I want Michael and Bob to get booked first, like all my 5-star closers, and then all my 4-star closers next. You guys can go ahead and do it in different buckets if you want. And then the next option is balance distribution. So this just ranks them from top to bottom, you know, 1 to 10, and then it will just evenly distribute the appointments. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit next. It's gonna walk you through all those questions that we just covered in the previous video. So time zone, calendar date, available hours, the duration, how many appointments do we want per user? Maybe we'll do 2 just to allow them to get double booked. So their calendars are always full. So go ahead and hit next. You can put in any reminders that you want to add right here. And then it will ask the calendar name. We will do my Miami office appointments. And then these are all appointments for Miami. Go ahead and add that. I'll go ahead and hit create calendar, and then boom, I'll be good to go. So if you guys got any questions on how to create a round robin or the functionality of how it works, please reach out to our support team and we'd be happy to get you guys rolling. So the last capability we have here is the dispatcher. So say you want all of the appointments to go to maybe an ops or like an admin who's gonna go ahead and distribute those to your guys' liking. I'm gonna go ahead and hit create calendar, and then it's gonna give me the dispatcher mode. So we're gonna go ahead and do San Diego dispatcher. And then this is all appointments for San Diego. We will do like a lighter blue, reminds me of the ocean out there in San Diego. I'm gonna go ahead and hit next. And then this is where I'm going to be able to go ahead and add the setter, add the closer, and add the dispatcher. So you can have multiple dispatchers. So if you want 2 or 3, you can go ahead and do so. In this scenario, we'll just do 1, but I'm gonna go ahead and pick my setters. Let's see, I'll pick a couple people here, and then my closers. And then my dispatcher is going to be Sarah. Perfect. Go ahead and hit next, and then it's gonna walk me through those same questions about different time zones, how long I want this calendar to be available for. Maybe it's a blitz, maybe it's a week, maybe it's for forever. You can go ahead and edit those here. And then I'm going to check my hours, make sure everything looks good. Appointment duration, and then this is where I would just double check, guys, is how many appointments can be booked per user per time slot. So this should coordinate with how many closers you have on your calendar. So if you have 3 closers, that dispatcher should only be booked maybe 3 times in one given hour. So don't allow this number to be greater than the amount of closers, or maybe just the appointments you guys can take. Maybe those 3 guys can all get 2 appointments at the same time. If you guys want to do that, go for it, but just make sure and just know how that works. So make sure you're editing this accordingly. I think I've had 3 closers on there, so I'll go ahead and update that. I'll go ahead and hit next. It's going to give me my appointment reminders and confirmations. You can create these to whatever you want, edit them. I'll go ahead and discard it, hit next, and then this is going to be my San Diego dispatcher, and then this is all appointments for San Diego. You should get that green successful calendar created up in the top right, and then you'll be good to go. So feel free to reach out if you guys got any questions. We're happy to help you guys use this powerful calendar tool.